measure? What's your poison? What's your pleasure? Oh, my city, she never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh, oh. Give it my city, my city. My city, my city. Where do you go when your heart's with a fever? When she's cruel, but you won't leave her. Oh, here we are, all the freaks and believers, all the sweet neon dreamers. Oh, my city. She never sleeps, my city. She never weeps, my city. She keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh, oh. Give it
What's the story, Raw fans? Tonight's topics on the Wrestle Story include...
Oh, it's the Street Profits. Life of the party. Our screen did something funny.
Rey Mysterio's Return,
And stipulation added to the SmackDown Women's Championship match.
all that and more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling.
Why did it do that?
What?
The screen.
I don't know.
You click the button, see?
The legends of the past. I don't know what it's doing.
I don't either. That's why I was laughing. 'Cause-
Technology's great when it works. The legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. Hello, Scott.
What's up? I'd rather listen to Old Town Road 100 times than watch that episode of Raw again. So, are you saying that you don't like Old Town Road? Is that what you're saying? Because you'd rather listen to that than this pretty bad episode of Raw? Because that's kind of what I'm gathering from that statement. Old Town Road is an old-time hit. It's amazing. Just thought I mean, R-Truth's version of it is better, but it is a really good song.
Facts.
I
I wasn't impressed with it either. I thought, coming off last week, I thought they would have a good show ready to go, and, well, obviously not.
You need to scooch over.
I would expect, and I'm hoping that after Extreme Rules, that things will pick up.
I think so.
Well, I think right now, one of the issues you have is Heyman is limited.
Go home show to a pay-per-view. That's what I
agree.
said. I was like,
they should have done last week's this week.
This is a bad go home show to a pay-per-view. They haven't had great go home shows to pay-per-views in the last several months. They just haven't had good shows at all. But this, especially with it being a go home show to a pay-per-view, I thought it would be good. Just because we do have a pay-per-view this weekend.
Well, I think
and you'd think they'd want to make people watch it.
I think Heyman's hands are kind of tied with what to work with for this pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, because... Shut up. I agree with that. Not your statement, Scott. My dad's. That Heyman's hands are tied because there are so many kind of messed up storylines right now with where he's just coming in. And so he's got to finish them out. And they're probably going to finish them out the way they had originally written them.
That's what I would guess, too.
and then he can start making things from scratch. Although last week I do 100% think that was all him, and that had nothing to do with Vince. That was his idea, and he was like, well, you know what? To spice things up, why don't we blow things up?
I agree. They probably should have done it this week, though.
They should have done that this week.
2 out of 3 falls matches need to go.
I agree.
17-man tag team match.
Okay, no. 2 out of 3 falls matches, I appreciate the not wrestling during commercials, but it's kind of getting to the point where, 2 out of 3 falls matches are just kind of,
Well, you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to split the first 2, and then somebody's going to win the third one most of the time.
So, thanks for trying to, not have wrestling during commercials, but I kind of would almost rather see that happen just because the match will be playing out.
I don't understand why you can't do the split screen all the time.
I would much... Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Every week for the last 4 or 5 weeks, 3, 4, 5, several weeks, I don't know. At this point, I don't know how many times they've fought each other. But Miz versus Elias, it's another thing. They just keep throwing different twists into it. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match now. Oh, the next match they're going to have is going to be a 2 out of 3's guitar on a pole match. That's what I see happening.
Yeah.
It would be great.
Trying to fix my screen here because.
Hello, Export. What's up? Such a boring show.
Well, it's like we just said. I think one of the issues you have is you had a big show last week, I thought.
And coming off of it, I think people expected more.
You're limited. The thing is, you're limited on what you can do with the storylines you've already been dealt. So I'm hoping that after Extreme Rules that things start to pick up and we start to see some things change a little bit. Or change a lot.
Hope so. So, with that being said, we'll just get right into the show. So, we start off the show with what I thought going into it was going to be the main event. At least that's what I thought they were advertising for. Maybe I misread things, misheard things, but this should have been the main event.
You saw Becky and went, oh, main event.
Whatever. I swear to you, somewhere it said that this is supposed to be the main event of Raw. And it ended up being the thing that opened the show. They said it during one of the commercial breaks before Raw came on. They were like, oh yeah, and we have our mixed tag team match, Becky and Seth versus Andrade and Zelina, opening the show. And I was like, no, wait a minute. I thought that was supposed to be the main event. And then it wasn't, and then when they ended up making the main event, I was kind of like, we should have just flip-flopped that because, Shane in the main event, he needs to not be there. He doesn't have to be in the main event because he's the best in the world. They should have swapped them, in my opinion.
We'll have to record your little brother doing that.
He does a great Shane McMahon impersonation. And quite honestly, I think he could be Shane. He could be the better, tinier, younger version of Shane. He really could.
That's funny what he does.
His words are not quite as, he doesn't necessarily say world. He just goes, world.
I think it's funny that you
And then he goes...
The funny part is
he doesn't even say Shane. He says something that sounds
Shane McMahon
slightly...
so much that your little brother has picked up and is now the best in the world.
Shane!
Yeah.
He doesn't say McMahon. He just says Shane.
He goes, mama.
And then he goes, money, 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 money. Yeah. It's really funny. We'll have to film it. But, anyways, Shane should not be in the main event anymore. This was dumb. But Becky and Seth versus Zelina and Andrade in a mixed elimination tag team match. I said last week, I was like, you know what I want to see? I would like to see this match. And then you know what they do? They make this match. And quite honestly, it was great. I know a lot of people have been ragging on the Becky and Seth stuff, and they're like, oh, they have no chemistry, and they're not good in the ring together, and it's not going well. And I think they proved them wrong tonight, because this is a pretty good match, and the hot tags that they had, and the double team, just action, I loved it. I thought it was really good.
It was okay.
if we're talking about a mixed tag team match, like, this was a good mixed tag team match.
Why are we trying... Okay, but I don't understand the whole idea behind doing the mixed tag team match thing.
Because...
Well, I understand why they're doing it, because they're trying to bring in the Becky and Seth, their dating
Storyline.
situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I don't understand the whole point of doing the mixed tag team matches.
Because they're fun.
Oh, they are?
I don't know. I mean, I see your point, because you could just have 2 singles matches. Because that's essentially what it amounts to, because it's not like you can have the men and the women fight each other.
No.
Like we're going to on Sunday.
I mean, I don't get it. So
I feel like if they were going to do it, they should have just done it as a tag team match and not necessarily throw mixed tag team elimination match on it. Because it could have been a good match either way.
I don't know.
So, Becky ends up eliminating Zelina. Becky got punched out. Yeah, I mean, she kind of did. Then we, of course, we got to get that break in there for commercial. And so, good old Lacey is at ringside. And Becky's like, "No, Seth, you can't hold me back." And she runs after Lacey and she, slaps her in the face. And then she gets pulled back by Seth. And the great thing about this was Lacey's hat fell off and there was a fan. And it picked it up and handed it to Lacey. And they got it in the shot. Well, actually, she didn't hand it to Lacey. They kind of held it out. And then Lacey, just grabbed it. Oh, that was funny. It was really funny.
I hope Andrade won. Because
Such a mark for him.
Yeah.
I like Andrade, too.
Well, the fact that
Not
they
gonna
use
lie.
some is...
I think I need more Seth and Andrade.
I'd rather see that than do it the way they did this. I mean, the way they did this, I don't
Honestly, I'll take both. I could very well see more Zelina versus Becky because they did good stuff together.
They'll do that after she loses the title.
Okay, whatever. And then Seth and Andrade, I could deal with more of that. I think he could probably go for the championship.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Probably.
That's the word. That's the catchphrase of the day. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I've said that roughly 50 times.
Yes.
So yeah. I mean, I'd be okay with the title run. I think that he should have been pushed for the Intercontinental title a long time ago.
Yeah. I agree.
He should be working his way up from being a mid-card guy. But they have the title on Finn Balor, who is never on TV.
Well, that's because a lot of people aren't on TV.
No, but like Finn Balor, okay? Finn should be a guy that's on TV, right?
Should be, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
He's one of your champs.
Yep.
Even if he wasn't your champ, he still should be on TV, right? He's one of your big name guys.
But look at your U.S. champion. How much really have they been on until just recently?
I was going to say, for a second there, I forgot who the U.S. champion was. I'm so sorry, Ricochet.
You don't even know who it is.
He was on TV tonight.
Well, Ricochet's been on quite a bit.
He has been on, he main evented the last 2 weeks, which I think is really good for him. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. It's hard to remember who the U.S. champ is.
Yes.
Because I was going to say Samoa Joe, and then I was going to be totally wrong.
Totally.
Because Samoa Joe's not the champ.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
That's because they don't put him on TV.
No, they do. They're putting him in the thing right now with Kofi.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Whatever. And so, then Seth and Andrade, they continue their match. And Seth and Becky end up getting the win. Well, then after that, of course, because, we got to do this too, they get attacked by Corbin and Lacey at the top of the ramp. And what I thought was really funny about this segment was Lacey, I don't know, has she always done this when she does her punches? I never really pay attention. But she, kicked Becky in the shin. And then she leaned forward, kicked her in the shin, leaned backward, got her hand ready, and then punched her in the jaw. And they did the slow motion shot. And
You've been kicked in the shin?
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, you're going to bend down and grab it. Which sets up your jaw.
And so, but I've never seen her do that before. Which I thought was very, I don't know. But I thought it was funny. I'd never noticed it before. And it was the tiniest kick to the shin in her heels. And then she round up for the punch. I thought it was funny.
Yes.
And so, yeah. She get punched and they showed it in slow motion roughly 50 times during the show. Oh, the way Becky's face is just oh.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It like goes one way and then the other, and it looked not good. Another point in this match, Becky took a shot from Andrade. So that was cool. She shoved Seth out of the way and took the elbow from Andrade. You know, that's the second time she's done something like involving the guys, so to speak, in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Because last week, she tapped out Mike Kanellis. And then this week, she,
That's because they're trying to make her the man.
Mm-hmm. And she got hit by Andrade.
She'll be the Universal Champion after she beats Brock Lesnar.
I want to see that happen, guys. Yeah, let's go. So Becky versus,
After she loses her title.
Brock. Whatever. Then she's going to get Seth's title back, and then Seth's going to be like, seriously? What do you want me to do? Go for the women's title now?
Yeah.
He's going to be like, yep. The man's man. Go ahead. New t-shirts. Everybody's been talking about those two. I don't have a problem with them.
No, me neither.
I don't see why people have a problem with them.
They're okay.
Okay, anyways. So, this gives me hope that on Sunday, because they looked like kind of trash at the end of this, that they're going to get the win. I have other reasons to believe that they're going to win too, but this just furthers my,
Hey, Shane.
What's up? How's it going? This just furthers my theory that they are going to retain on Sunday.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
No, you have other thoughts, so don't agree with me here.
You'll hear
and when I am right, when we do our predictions on Friday, people, and I am right on Sunday, who will be talking then? Because I will still be the champion, and you will be the loser.
Yeah, we'll see. What'd you think of the show, Shane?
It wasn't great.
So then we have the, did you get through the top of the ramp where they got punched out?
Yes.
All right.
It literally was just finishing talking about that.
Well, I was like confused because you started talking and you start talking about something else.
Yeah, whatever. So then we had Lacey and Corbin promo backstage before this. My theory usually makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Her theory or my theory?
This is why I'm the champ. If my theory, middle of the pack show. I would agree with that, yeah. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either.
I think one of the issues you have with tonight's show was last week's I thought was huge, so you had kind of a letdown this week. Mm-hmm. Or you had a big letdown this week.
That's what I said, yeah. So, I think, like you said, they should have switched the shows.
Yeah.
Done the big one this week. Although it wouldn't really make sense, I guess, if Braun and Lashley were, had an explosion and then they go wrestle at the pay-per-view this weekend.
We'll talk about Lashley here shortly, about what he did tonight, but, I mean, what they had him do didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
No, it really didn't, but, I guess for Braun's sake, because they were making him look worse, I guess it makes sense they did it last week, so then he has, like, a whole week off or whatever, where he's not there. He's not there for whatever reason, and then, he's like, oh, I will be there on Sunday.
I guess. I don't know.
I guess. But again, they could have gone either way. They could have done it this week. So then we had a Lacey and Corbin promo, and they're just talking about how, it was so easy to get ahead of Becky and Seth. See? My theory of looking strong before loss? No.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
That's why you look strong before
My
loss.
theories are always good. No matter what the theory is. Ask anybody. Okay. Actually,
I think what he's saying is
can't ask
no,
anybody.
Listen, I think what he's like siding with you.
Oh, well, good then. Then that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, if you weren't,
What he's saying
ask
is
anybody.
Lacey and Corbin look strong tonight.
Yeah.
And so they look strong, and then they're going to lose.
Uh-huh. See,
at
my
the next
theories are
pay-per-view.
always good.
Yeah. Good thing I straightened you out.
Yeah, thank you.
Otherwise, you would have yelled on the lines, and he was just, like, siding with you.
And then he would come back in the chat.
He would never come back.
What the heck? I wasn't asking to, get ranted about.
Yeah.
I just wanted to... Anyways, Lacey and Corbin promo, they're just talking about how it was so easy to get ahead of Becky and Seth, and their personal relationship is going to get out in front of their work relationship or something, and that they're going to be the next power couple because their work is all professional and no personal, and, yeah. It was another one of those promos. So then we had Paul Heyman come out, and everybody was like, ECW, do 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 do. ECW, do 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 do.
This was like a pointless promo.
Yeah, I don't quite understand why we did this.
To kill time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why? I don't know.
So
But it was pointless.
he started off by saying that like he is the pay-per-view this Sunday. He's in Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Is that right? I could be wrong. I think that's right though.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, ECW. Philadelphia.
Oh, I knew it started with a P.
Yeah.
Whatever. See, again, I look stupid. I knew it started with a P. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They all start with P.
So Lesnar's going to win the women's title Sunday along with the Universal title.
Yeah, this is why this theory makes absolutely no sense. So it would be Kofi to cash in on. Right? Right. So, you know, I see where Shane is coming from here. That he loved it.
I don't think Brock's going to cash in.
I don't think so either.
He's going to wait till SummerSlam.
Probably, yeah. Now, I see where, like, Heyman is really good at promos. And I love his promos.
You love this promo? The Heyman promo?
Like, Heyman...
He didn't tell you anything.
He might not have told you anything, but, like, he cuts promos really well. And I can see, like, that aspect of it, like, loving it for that. But, like, the
Well,
promo
he's good at what he
itself,
does, but the promo
it
itself
wasn't
didn't.
really needed. I mean, yeah, the promo was all about ECW.
Well, I get that. I mean, that's...
So it wasn't, like, super needed, but it was good. Because Heyman always cuts really good promos. So I can see it from that standpoint. And I would agree. I almost put out a tweet being like, you know what? As pointless as this was, Paul Heyman's really good on the mic.
Oh, definitely.
And, you know, generally I'm like, you know, get Paul Heyman away.
I mean, what he said was...
promos for?
Well, you know, you'd think you'd say something.
Such a Heyman promo put himself over. Yeah.
Well, I agree. He's good at it. But I just don't... I mean,
the point of it, there was no point.
The whole message out of the whole thing didn't, like,
was
make any
that
sense
Brock
to me.
will cash in on Sunday
Brock
on
will
either
be there,
champion.
or maybe he won't be there. I mean, you know,
This
we don't
is
know.
not a spoiler. Or no, wait. This is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. I always say his thing wrong.
Yeah.
Unless I write it down.
Yeah.
And then I almost wrote it down. But I didn't. This is not a prediction. It's a spoiler. And then he was like, or maybe it's not a spoiler. Maybe it's a bold-faced lie. But you will never know. Because the only people that will know is me and my client, Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Spit, 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 spit. 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 It's like fireworks, but like
Different.
wet.
Yeah. Or misinformation. Tune in.
Or show up. Yeah, pretty much. So then we had Lashley versus Braun in a last man standing match announced for Extreme Rules. And I was like, oh, not shocked. Because I called this, once again, because there had been posters for it for the last 2 weeks.
Well, you knew they were going to do something like this anyway. With what they did
No,
last
and
week.
I knew they were going to do something like this anyways because I saw the posters.
Well, even if you didn't see the posters, after watching last week, you knew they were going to do something like this.
Yeah, because they tried to have a last man standing match last week, didn't they? Or, no, False Count Anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I knew it was going to go somewhere like bigger, badder.
Yeah.
We might even get more explosions on Sunday, and I'd kind of be okay with it.
Yep.
Because they can't do anything because it's a last man standing match.
Yeah.
So it could be fun. Anyways. So that's what that was. And we'll talk more on Braun and Lashley in just a little bit. So then we have our ever so needed 2 out of 3 falls match. Between, you'll never guess, the kings of 2 out of 3 falls matches, Miz and Elias. But this time, they were 6-man tag matches because we just had to do all of them at once. We had to get our 6-man tag match in, and we had to get our 2 out of 3 falls match. So we had the Usos with the Miz and the Revival with Elias.
Yeah, the point of this, I don't get the point of this. Hello, Chaos.
What's
Yes,
up?
Heyman is great. I agree he's great, but I mean, I didn't like his promo just because it didn't. There was like nothing expressed in what he said.
He still isn't in control of Raw, but his fingerprints are on a lot of segments.
Definitely.
Shane didn't like this segment. I understand why. It was pointless.
It was. I don't get why. Well, first off, we have the Usos versus the Revival for the 9,437th
If they don't announce them in a tag team match for the championships for Sunday, I will be shocked. Another match I'd also like to see announced while we're sitting here talking about matches that we'd like to see announced. Well, I'm talking about that at least. I would like to see the Iconics versus the Kabuki Warriors announced for Extreme Rules as well.
Well, with what they've done with the women's tag team division, of course, the women's single division is like kind of pointless right now.
Unless you're Becky.
Well,
Or Bayley. Or Nikki. Or Alexa. Other than that, yes.
what have they done with anybody?
Well, they've done the same things.
Nothing. Like I said, right now you still have about 10 wrestlers that they show, 10 to 15 wrestlers that are consistently being shown a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, the rest of the roster is just there.
Yep.
When they could do like storylines with them and make things more interesting and get more people involved, and they don't do it. There's no mid card, there's no lower card. Although I'm hoping that we could start to see some of that change here after Extreme Rules.
Mm-hmm. So, Revival gets the first fall, and then of course we go to commercial break because that's the way it goes. And then we come back. And Miz and the Usos get the win because they got the last 2 falls in the same span of TV. We didn't have another commercial break in there.
Yeah.
Kind of shocked about that. But you know what? Cool. So Miz and Usos end up getting the win. Yeah. Of a match.
Yeah, definitely.
So then we have Maverick and his wife. Backstage. 24/7 championship. Another funny segment.
Well, anytime you have them involved, it is kind of good. Trying to bring eyes, maybe Brock will beat Kofi or Seth. Pay-per-view, I doubt he will be there, but with lackluster success of the last pay-per-view, they're trying to get viewers.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be there.
I don't think he will either. Or maybe he'll make it like an appearance, but he's not going to do anything.
Yeah. I think that...
If anything, I think he will probably just come up and do the ramp thing again. And then disappear.
Yeah.
Because I don't see him cashing in. Like, it's not a big deal.
No.
And so
more Charlotte. Are you saying we need more Charlotte? Is that what you're saying? Elijah?
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I kind of miss Charlotte.
I would like to see more of the women's division. And not
I kind of
just,
miss Charlotte. Like, she hasn't been on TV in so many weeks. It's like... I've forgotten. Like, I feel like, and I would never say that, ever, but I kind of miss Charlotte. And you know what's really funny? A lot of Becky fans recently have been like, as much as I hate Charlotte, I need more of her because they haven't put her on TV in forever.
Yeah, I agree. Brock will cost Seth the title. So you saying he's going to cost him the title of Extreme Rules? Because then he's going to cost...
He's going to screw over Becky too, and then he's going to open a can of worms, and then Brock is going to have a big problem on his hands. He's not only going to have Seth chasing after him, but he's going to have his angry girlfriend right behind him.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. But you know what? Brock would be in for a world of hurt if he did that. Believe me. Okay, you can't believe me. Believe your televisions. Believe Becky.
If they're transitioning from PG to the 18 to 35,
Yeah.
I agree.
I've said this, unfortunately, I've said this for the last 2 weeks. I think Kofi needs to lose the title. I will not be shocked if he loses to Joe. I'm not giving out my prediction yet, but I will not be shocked if he loses to Joe on Sunday. Not saying that's my pick.
He needs to go back to...
But I'm not shocked.
Unless if they don't split up the New Day, then I think he needs to lose the title.
I agree.
If they end up splitting up the New Day...
Because they can't keep looking at New Day as this 3-man faction when it honestly is just 2 guys right now.
Well,
Woods
plus the fact
and
the
Big
way
E.
the way they do it. I mean, the New Day is more of a I don't know, kind of a happy,
Remember Heyman coming out of Corbin's dressing room
I don't know.
before Stomping Grounds? Watch. James,
Hello,
what's
James.
up? Yeah, that's about
Remember
the only
Heyman
best in the
coming out of
world I'll take. Right there.
Yeah.
I could see it happening, but like I said, if Brock does, he's opening a can of worms.
Broadcast it maybe on Kofi. Joe always loses anyway. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I feel like they could be trying to give Joe a big push. I mean, obviously he's going for the title, but I'm not quite sure. You thought Raw was really good?
James,
I liked the first hour, and then
you are the first person that said you thought that they thought Raw was really good.
after that, I just kind of thought it was like, meh. It wasn't
Which part
great.
of Raw? Okay, I already know what you're gonna say.
He's
I'm gonna
say
ask
the
you which part of
beginning.
Raw did you
He's
like
gonna
think
say
was
the
really good? You're
beginning.
gonna say the beginning, and then you probably didn't watch the rest. You watched the first half hour, 45 minutes, whatever it took, and then you quit watching, didn't you?
Fox wants Brock. I'm not doubting that at all, and I think ultimately when they make the move, I've been saying this for months, I think this is why they're waiting to was Pure Savage.
See, and then that's all he had was Becky thoughts in his head, so he thought Raw was good.
So I've been saying that for several weeks now, that I think ultimately Brock is going to be the champion when they make the move to Fox. And so that's why I was thinking that it would be closer to when they're actually making the move. And all of this talk about him cashing in is just kind of talk, and it's just to draw interest and get people to go, maybe he will cash in, maybe he won't cash in, who knows?
Yeah.
Paul Heyman says he's going to be there. Maybe he's going to be there. Maybe he's not, So, I mean, that's what I've been saying the whole time.
Yeah. The Evolve promo, what do you think of that?
I mean, I thought it was good, yeah. I don't think we're going to watch the Evolve thing because we have the AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And
We talked about that.
so, I mean, I'll probably go back and watch it later. I mean, they should be good matches.
Yeah.
The
Definitely.
Gulak versus Matt Riddle, and then Adam Cole versus Akira Tozawa are two matches that I know about.
Probably pick it up later that night or something.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow, the next day or something. Drake's kind of likable. I like what they're doing with Drake. It's pretty cool. Ricochet part of the club.
That thought kind
you
of
know
crossed
what?
my mind.
Didn't I say something about that last week or something?
Maybe. I don't really remember.
Or 2 weeks ago?
Maybe, when they first had their match.
Well, when they first, before AJ and Ricochet,
The club
when-
showed up
when-
and talked to Ricochet, yeah.
when he was getting the picture taken.
Yeah, they showed up
And I
and they were like,
said he's going to be part of the club. Watch.
I think it could be interesting.
So I wouldn't be shocked if they did that.
Becky went savage mood on Corey.
I thought that was funny too.
I thought it was
pretty good
funny.
promo.
Becky does good interviews.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just
Yeah, definitely.
tell it like it is. Yeah.
So why did they bring Rey Mysterio back to get destroyed?
I don't know.
I mean, and destroyed by Bobby Lashley. I mean, what was the point of this whole?
I don't know. I was kind of expecting something not this. I figured that he would have like a decent, not Bobby Lashley opponent. I don't know. I wasn't. After he came out, I was just kind of like, bleh. And I was like, well, it's pretty obvious here that he's going to get destroyed. And
The problem is, I don't think, building him up against Rey Mysterio, I don't think works.
no.
I mean, I'm
It
all for
doesn't.
building Lashley up, but then
And
have him go against.
I know what some people have said is like Rey Mysterio was, kind of like to get. It's like having a match with, Randy Orton or something like that. You know what I mean?
I still.
But the thing is,
like with Rey Mysterio, what do I always tell you when I think of Rey
you
Mysterio?
think that of him getting thrown into a wall, and he almost got thrown into a wall tonight. I
Yes.
thought they were gonna pull that whole thing again.
I just
where
picture
he was gonna be thrown into the electric board by his head. I would have been like, wow, that was cool. But they didn't, and I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Lashley doesn't have the charisma. I think Lio Rush helped him
Yeah,
out.
big win.
That was to show us that Lashley is not hurt.
I guess, but it doesn't.
I picture Rey Mysterio being thrown through a wall by Kevin Nash. That's what I see.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't know. That's just what
Chaos. That's what yeah. Rey is what Jericho was. Legend putting over newer guys as a sad attempt to get them over.
The thing is I understand if Rey Mysterio is putting over someone that's like smaller.
But
trying to put over Bobby Lashley that's a lot bigger.
That's
that's the one thing I don't get. I don't
That's
get what they were
what
doing
I
with it.
think they might have been like attempting to do was to have Rey Mysterio put over Lashley, but like
he's 65.
He's
and
old.
like retired.
And is, in the Hall of Fame and stuff. Twice? No, once. I don't know why. I think that he was a part of DX for some reason. I'm thinking of NWO.
I mean, that's just the picture I get, is some big guy, like, throwing Rey Mysterio through, like, whatever they want to throw him through.
Yeah. I mean, they got the Lucha House Party. Use one of them other than Rey. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, not Lucha House Party because there is no more Lars Sullivan because Lars is out with an injury for, 6 to 9 months or whatever it is. Like, they're chasing the 24/7 title now. So.
Well, they could have still stuck one of them out there.
They could, but they they're
should be over on his MMA credentials alone. He's indestructible. I don't know. I think that they could have done something better with Lashley to make him look stronger.
I have said this several times that I think it was pretty humiliating for Rey, especially when it's his comeback. Like, after being gone for several weeks.
Hey, remember what I said about James only having thoughts? One thought. After he saw the beginning of the show, that's all he thought about.
Becky,
Nothing else was watched.
We're talking about Rey Mysterio, and he's talking about Becky. That's me, though. I'm like, we're talking about something. It's like, almost like, example here. I'm like, oh yeah, conversation. I'm having a conversation with somebody. Squirrel!
Someone in the crowd could just show a picture of Becky, and James would go, that was an awesome Raw. Did you see the picture of Becky?
Oh, that was funny. But I said that I think Lashley could have been used in such a different way. Like, he's been hurt so much by so many different things. Like, from putting him with Drew and Corbin for so many months. Maybe, but I'm okay with it. Yeah.
I don't know. I
think it just hurt him a lot. And, like, I don't know. He doesn't have Lio Rush anymore, and I feel like that's not cool. I don't know. I feel like it hurt. He was better with
I think not
Rush.
Well, because Lio Rush was like
he was his mic
spokesperson.
skills.
Yeah.
And now, he gets on the mic, and it's not very great.
I agree.
It's not very good.
I think he would probably have more, how do I want to say this? He would be more, people would understand him more and get more out of him if he just didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, his actions would speak louder than his words. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's just not, I don't know. There are tons of things that have just destroyed him as being...
Oh, definitely.
Like, so many things. And just horrible, horrible things. Where I think he could have been a good contender for the Universal Championship. He could have been one to go toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar. And, we might think that he might have a fighting chance against him.
Yeah.
He's a bigger dude.
Yeah.
And then,
Yes, definitely.
It ruined him. And now, honestly, I don't think anybody can take him seriously enough anymore with all the stupid things that he's done.
Well, the thing is, you can reinvent the image.
You could, but they're not. That's the thing.
Well, no, they're not.
Is they keep doing stupid things and topping it off with more stupid things. Oh, yeah, we need another layer of stupid things. Well, all we're going to remember is stupid things, and then we have no reason to believe that he's a good anything.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
And yes,
he should be a main eventer, but he's not. And that's the problem. It's because they keep layering on stupid thing after stupid thing after stupid thing after stupid thing. And it's ruined him. Like I said, he should be a main event guy. He could have been a main event guy, but they screwed that up for him. Now nobody can look at him as a main event guy.
If they put him in that role, I think people could.
If they did.
I mean, that's the biggest thing.
But
I think it'd be cool if he was involved with Bray. Brock cashes in on Kofi Extreme, right? I don't think Brock cashes in on anybody Extreme Rules. He would win if they did another Brawl. For all, please.
Please don't WWE. Oh boy. So Lashley wins, obviously. Impact used him better. I think anybody could have used him better.
Oh, definitely.
So Lashley gets the win. Pretty obvious that he's going to. Rey Mysterio is a shrimp compared to him. And then he is not done with Rey, and he picks him up and attempts to throw him in the wall. He drops him, like, behind him. He didn't actually drop him. He just kind of, like, was like, and he just, like, slipped off. And then the refs came out and were like, Braun, Bobby, no. We're not doing this again. We're not having explosions and fireworks and no. And then he like slipped off, and then he went back. He was like, and then he went and he picked him up again, and then he attempted to throw him into the wall, but the refs, caught him and whatever. And people on Twitter were like, so Bobby Lashley should be getting fined for throwing Rey Mysterio into the refs. Is that going to happen? Because if it's not, well, then we don't have continuity through your whole thing.
It's much better impact even cutting promos. I think one of the issues you have is when you have been in a position where you've been asked to be a robot rather than just going out there and doing your thing. I think it makes it tough to go out there and cutting promos. I think it's hard to do if they don't just let you cut loose.
If they don't let you cut a promo.
Yeah.
Not so scripted.
Yeah, say things from what you're thinking and not,
have a rough draft.
Want you to think.
Have a rough draft.
Or not some stupid storyline that you have to sit there and think, well, what am I going to say here?
Yeah. So, that was a fun segment.
So then we have No Way Jose versus Cesaro.
I don't
Why?
understand.
What was the point of this?
This match?
I thought maybe, we've seen No Way Jose actually the last, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. More TV time than he's gotten in a long time.
And
aside from the 24/7.
I thought maybe they were going to give him a little bit of a, I don't know, I don't want to say a push.
But just something.
Yeah. Not
so he wasn't just, the 24/7 guy.
I think that's what it should be, is bullet points. I think you get a lot more out of people. I only watch for Becky the Man, the Goat. we knew that, James.
And the redheaded devil. Yep.
He knew what he was getting into. He won the president back.
So I don't know what the purpose of this segment was. He got squashed by Cesaro once again. He got squashed last week. Cesaro knocked on Black's door. Yeah, I've seen posters for that, and I'm quite honestly not really looking forward to it.
So, are they, because they keep putting Cesaro out there, are they putting him out there just for that? So he's still kind of relevant?
Relevant? Possibly? Like I said.
How are you relevant if you beat No Way Jose? That just doesn't make any sense to me.
That is true. You're not relevant if you're beating No Way Jose.
Neither of them should lose now.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I said, okay.
Yeah.
Because y'all are saying that, Cesaro versus Black should be a great match.
Well,
I'm not denying that it won't be a great match. It just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
What have they done with Aleister Black?
And,
I agree. He does have chemistry with everyone. So, I think Cesaro can make anybody look good. I think he does a really good job.
He could. I'm not saying he can't. I just don't think of, I don't know. For Aleister Black's, first match back from being out for whatever reason and doing these promo videos to be Cesaro, it's just, for me, in my opinion, I feel like it's kind of sort of a letdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You built him up to fight Cesaro. to have Cesaro be the one to knock on his door. I mean...
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Viking Raiders and what exactly they're doing with them.
I don't know. I don't love it. It'll be a good match if that's absolutely where they're going with it, and I have a feeling that's probably where they're going with it because I've seen posters for it everywhere. I'm not mad at it, but I'm not like, woo, this is going to be an awesome feud for Alistair. I just don't know. It's not my ideal match for him coming out of not wrestling for 3 months.
Black needs to be in the Bray stable with Undertaker as the manager. I feel
like he should be going against that.
I
have high hopes that it's not going to be Cesaro and it's going to be somebody totally different and we're all going to be thrown off. But I just have a feeling that it's probably going to be because whenever these posters are put out, like the Braun and Lashley one, they're always right. They just get leaked. And so I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, I don't get, the whole Black being part of the Bray stable. I suppose, it might work.
I think going against him would be better off for him.
Maybe Buddy Murphy.
I would love Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy would be great. We would actually see him on TV for once.
Yeah.
In a match.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be awesome. I would love that so much more than Cesaro. Probably just because I like Buddy Murphy better. But, I don't know. Cesaro just doesn't scream woohoo!
No.
For me. He just doesn't.
Well, here's what I'll say. It depends
He's
on
good in the ring, but, I just don't.
Depends on what they do with the match.
Yeah.
If they do something wild, weird, maybe that's where we find out he goes into the Bray stable or something like that. Then it might be okay.
I don't know.
But I mean, just
like a match. Just like a match.
Yeah.
It's almost not even worth being on a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
because it's not really worth anything.
No, I don't. Well, they haven't really built anything up for it either. So
we're
tough.
just trying to go to. Who's gonna be?
Oh, he knocked on my door, so I'm gonna
opponent.
wrestle him.
Where's Sheamus?
He's hurt.
Yeah, as far as I know, he's hurt. Possibly career-threatening injury.
I had seen where.
Don't know for sure.
I haven't seen any updates recently, but I had seen where he was actually hurt. Pre-show. Yeah, possibly.
That's
pre-show.
where I could see this match going.
But Sheamus, I had actually saw where his injury is possibly career threatening.
I feel like James is just having a completely different conversation than
That's because all he's thinking about is Becky and Shane.
It's like we're talking about this, that, and the other thing, and he's like, Shane, Becky. I'm like, oh, James, you're the life of the party.
There are so many things they can do with Bray Wyatt. I think that, there's so many ways they could go with him, especially from the characters we've seen in the Firefly Funhouse. I think that there's a lot of ways they could go with that.
I also could see them doing a Bray versus Taker thing where it's kind of the end of an era with, Bray ultimately defeating him. Although he's been defeated multiple times at this point. Bray defeating him, and then, he's kind of like the new scary bad guy dude.
That would be cool if they did something like that, Chaos. If they the rebirth of the WWE, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I could see that happening too. That could be fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be.
I think either ideas. They have to do something big with Bray though. I
still would like to see The Miz
destroy him.
Destroy Shane.
Well, with the way it looks right now, Undertaker's opponent.
Shane is the second best Shane in the world.
It doesn't even spell Shane right. Yeah. I'll take you, Shane, any day over, Shane O'Mac.
I think Bray vs. Black might be a decent match.
I've been saying that.
Decent, and they could do a decent storyline leading up to it.
They could. But
I could see Black going, doing something with the Undertaker more than I could, as far as like being in a stable, and not so much with Bray.
Yeah. Because Bray's kind of like crazy. Like,
Yeah, Bray
he's a
isn't,
nut house.
Bray isn't like, okay, let's take you and bury you. Bray's like, okay, I'm gonna mess with you.
Bray's like,
And
I'm
then
going
I'm
to
gonna
mess
kill
with
you.
your head, and then I'm going to squish you with my hammer.
Yeah,
Oh, and here you go. We've just made jelly out of your body parts and
Yeah.
your body fluids.
yeah.
Here you go.
Like,
No, yeah, he's weird. But it's been said that right now Undertaker and Drew is probably what SummerSlam is going to look like.
yeah.
And so then that leaves Shane up for grabs.
Well, I think he's gonna fight Miz.
I would hope so. I feel like they should go
Yes,
with that
definitely.
ideas.
I agree.
Go with that ideas. Go
Yeah.
with that idea of the Shane versus the Miz for the very last time, and Shane just ends him. Or,
Yes.
No, sorry. Miz just ends him.
We all should have a show dedicated to Becky.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
James, she could have a show all about Becky. I'm not having a show all about Becky.
Oh, boy.
So then we have the Street Profits backstage.
They are hyping up Extreme Rules. That's all the segments. They were in like 3 different segments.
Yes.
But they were funny.
Yes, Bray is straight out of the Devil's Rejects, definitely.
The Street Profits segments, hyping up Extreme Rules, they were funny. If you need hype men, Street Profits are it. You can't really do much with them right now because they're the champs. And so, not tons you can do with them. But, if you're going to do something with them on the main roster and tell us that they're on the main roster, I think this is not a bad place for them.
Yeah.
If they're not wrestling.
If they do that with Bray, I think that would be cool. And yes, I love the Street Profits too. They're pretty awesome.
I can't wait for them to have a feud with the Usos. Can anybody else not wait for that? Because it's going to be amazing. They're like battles on the mic.
Yes, but the only issue is...
Oh, they're going to be so good.
Yes, the Usos are only going to have battles with the Revival.
No. Because the Street Profits will be Raw Tag Team Champions at some point, I hope.
Yeah.
And then they will have a feud, and it will be amazing. Montez Ford has the best frog splash. I cannot argue with that, my dude. That he does.
Yes,
His
definitely.
frog splash is like picture perfect,
Yes.
like amazing from the top rope.
Definitely.
He's like, what you? And then just splats.
I remember the first time we watched them, I wasn't like super impressed, but then like
I love them.
you know, since then it's kind of grown on me watching them, and I, you know, yeah,
Street Profits
definitely,
hanging out with RVD. We want the smoke.
yeah,
They're really funny. So they were just
Yeah.
hyping up the, they're saving Street Profits for LAX. Yeah, because they're leaving Impact.
yeah,
So, if you don't read stuff, you wouldn't see that.
yeah. I'd seen it.
By the way, I did not watch this, but so I've heard, for those of you that probably maybe did watch it, there was an Impact pay-per-view yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan. I've been told that I need to watch that match because it was really good. I've seen clips. It looks pretty good. Just thought I'd put that out there. Now everybody's going to be talking about Impact.
Yes.
You're welcome. Anyways, so, yeah, that's all that was. They were hyping up the Undertaker and Shane match.
Rhino.
They were, yeah, hyping that up. So,
Yeah.
that's pretty much all the segment was. So then we get a recap of Mike and Maria. So they get a recap of last week when, you know...
No.
Oh, James. We'll talk about that in a minute. So recap of Mike and Maria from last week when she was like, I'm pregnant, you can't hit me, and you're not man enough to be the father, or whatever. And then we get a backstage segment between the two, and they're all like lovey-dovey, and she's like, go get me ice cream and pickles. And so that's kind of where we're left off with this segment. Your thoughts? You're speechless. You're like,
I didn't get the point of it.
I don't know what the point
I thought they were going to do something with it, and now I don't think they're going to do anything with it. And maybe because they're getting backlash from some of the other things, so I don't know.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, because there was a slight second in that second segment where it kind of leads me to believe that they might be going somewhere with it. But we'll talk about that in a minute, because the next thing we have is Nikki Cross and Bayley talking about their Beat the Clock challenge that they have later in the evening to see who gets to pick the stipulation for their match. Not their match. The match between Bayley and Alexa at Extreme Rules. This was not necessary. They just kind of yelled at each other. And talked about how terrible of a friend Alexa was. Well, sorry. That was Bayley saying how terrible of a friend Alexa was. So...
Could be a Maury Povich segment. That'd be funny.
So, yeah, this wasn't really needed.
No.
And they lied to us. They were like, oh, Alexa just isn't here tonight. For whatever reason. Bro, do not follow her on Twitter, you stupid people. She's your own employee. She's sick. Everybody knew she was sick.
Yeah.
Why lie about it? Just say she's sick. Stupid people. I swear.
Yeah.
I was like sitting there.
Stupid people.
I was sitting there and I was like, bro, you're totally lying to our faces.
She tweeted out that she was sick.
She tweeted that she's sick. Do not follow her on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. You would know this if you followed her on Twitter.
Yeah.
Ding dongs. Anyways, so then we had the truth. Then we had truth. We had truth. I hope Sasha doesn't come back. I'm tired of hearing about her being famous problems. I hate the fact that they're making Nikki look like an idiot. I kind of agree with that. Wish Alexa had been there. Fight them, Maven. I will. Because they're lying to our faces. She was sick, people. She's been sick for like the last 2 days. You want to know how I know that? Not because I'm a stalker, but because I follow her on Twitter.
Or you're a stalker, one of the two.
Okay, maybe I'm a stalker on Twitter. I'm on Twitter all the time. I know everything. This is why I'm so smart.
Yeah.
So, I'm so smart that I don't know how to spell. But I'm so smart and I know everything there is to know. And this is how I knew she was sick. Because I follow her on Twitter. Oh, thanks. The man. Yeah.
Alexa's great.
Thank you.
I'm
super glad you love my shirt, James. It's my favorite. I wear it every week.
Yeah, pretty much. So then we have the Viking Raiders versus Jobbers.
No, we were talking about Truth and
Jobbers.
The search for...
Oh, yeah, Truth continues the search for Maverick. I'm smart as Festus. That's funny. So what are they doing with, like, having any of the wrestlers wrestle against Jobbers?
Okay, you didn't say it right.
Oh, yeah. Jobbers.
Jobbers!
I don't understand why they don't use other wrestlers.
I don't know. And it's... but it's just the Viking Raiders.
Well...
Have you noticed that? The Viking Raiders are literally the only tag team that does not face other tag teams in the tag team division of WWE.
Yeah, they are.
I kind of...
No way, Jose. Yeah.
I kind of wish they would have just kept them in NXT.
I don't get
I don't understand this. Why bring them up
if you're not going to use them?
if you're not going to use them?
Yeah.
Does this make any sense at all?
No.
No, it doesn't. And it's really stupid that they are putting them against anybody and everybody that is not in their own freaking tag team division.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense to anybody at all? Yeah, sorry. War Machine, Viking Experience, Viking Raid... Sorry, I had a name. War, Raiders, Viking, Experience, Machine.
Yeah.
Somewhat in that order. The words might have been switched around just a little bit. Close enough. I get it. I don't get it. You have this tag team. They're really good in the ring. They have a very not used very often gimmick. First you change that. You take stupid war out of their name. But then you let other people keep war. Makes any sense to you? No. Then you put them against everybody and anybody that's not in your own tag team division. Like...
Them against Rey Mysterio, yeah, that'd be cool. The Viking Machine Experience War of 2019. That's pretty good.
Like, I just don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense.
Hey, does it make sense?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, because you said that 14 times.
Well, it makes no sense, okay? I just have to get this point across that it makes no sense.
That's 15.
Okay, whatever.
Are you done saying that?
Am I done ranting?
No, just saying no sense.
No, I'm not. It is bad booking.
It is bad booking.
It's absolute terrible bad booking. Terrible bad. That's how bad it is. It's terrible bad. It's not just bad anymore. And I don't understand it.
No.
It makes no actual sense.
That's 16.
Like, the name change has completely ruined them.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I just don't get it. Like, you brought them up for what purpose? To put them against any and all jobbers you can find?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, the jobbers get more time on TV than anybody else does.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
I don't understand it. They would have been better off in NXT, and I thought a while ago they were going to be pushed for the tag titles like after WrestleMania. No, it does not make sense, Shane. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. And they got Authors of Pain, which had been on TV once, and that was in the stupid Battle Royal at Saudi.
Yep. I don't know. What they're doing with that. Again, it's just a tag team division.
I'm so mad. My drink is gone.
Yeah. It's bad news. Big E turns on. No, James. You retracted the message. We didn't get to read it. So then Maverick and the 24/7 train comes running out to the ringside. He'll retype it.
I don't understand this at all.
What's that?
Just it makes no
It's
sense.
okay. They're just messing up the Viking Raiders.
It makes absolutely no sense. They would have been so much better off in NXT. They could still be the champions right now.
Yeah.
They could still be the champions.
And they'd still be the War Machine.
And no, they'd still be the War Raiders.
Yeah, War Raiders, whatever.
And they would be not have the experience to their name. People would have never made fun of them.
No.
And then maybe they would still be good.
Why did Carmella hide too? I don't know.
At this point, nobody knows. So, this was... Where did you hear this said news, James? Don't lie to us. If it doesn't happen, you lied to us.
If Big E turns on Kofi, then Kofi will retain his title at Extreme Rules. He's not losing it.
If Big E turns heel,
Yeah.
yes. If Big E doesn't, it's still questionable.
EC3 still
Logical
chasing
holes
our
after
truth. Yeah,
logical
definitely.
holes.
Definitely chasing our truth because, he wants to be the 24/7 European.
The New York 24/7
whatever.
European 7-Eleven champion.
Yeah.
I added New York on there just because I figure he'll probably add that
Yeah.
next.
I tweeted it. James tweeted it.
Oh. Got it.
That's where he got the information from. So then we have the Ricochet versus Luke Gallows.
At least Cedric is not chasing.
Now he's coming out in a mask. AOP should be on SmackDown, War Raiders on Raw. Both run the tag division, then have them fight at the annual Raw versus SmackDown pay-per-view. Happens once a year, aside from her.
That happens every year, aside from every happens once a year.
That's pretty good.
Aside from every week.
Yeah,
That is hilarious.
that is definitely.
Get that in the quote.
Um,
The annual SmackDown versus Raw pay-per-view that happens once a year, aside from every week.
Yeah. So,
Chaos Theory
Ricochet.
2019.
Is he going to be part of the club?
You know what? I just have to say this. I didn't love this segment. It was
I just get a feeling that they're kind of like...
It was like fine, but like, I don't know. I just didn't love it. I think it's probably because Ricochet fought like twice.
See, Shane thinks he is. I just got a feeling that he's going to be part of the club.
I feel like you could be right.
Actually, in my humble opinion, SmackDown is boring without Becky, so...
Sorry, but true. Ricochet sounded kind of off during the promo. I don't know, man. I just didn't love this segment. I don't know.
I'm telling you, I think he's going to be part of the club.
I think he could be. Not gonna lie. I think he could.
That they're gonna make him part of the club.
And then he's gonna turn heel, and heel Ricochet would be. I don't know. I guess we just have to see, because I've never seen him as a heel.
Yeah, me neither.
I've only seen him as a face.
But I think it'd be interesting.
Not a doubt in my mind, it wouldn't. So we get Ricochet versus Luke Gallows first. Ricochet gets the win, and then AJ is like, "Well, why don't you do what you said you were gonna do and face all three of us? So you get to fight Carl Anderson." Do you like my AJ impression? It was great. Slight accent came out there. Wasn't very good.
I wish GOD would sign with WWE and team with Finn, then build a club a little more. That'd be cool.
Ricochet needs a more forceful personality.
Yes, definitely.
They should add Io Shirai too. Yeah.
They would ruin her. I mean, that's the one thing I think that they'd do her. Well, they would. I mean, look what they've done with, like...
I'm not doubting that they would ruin her, because they would. I don't think anybody should move up to the main roster yet until Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff get full control of both shows.
I agree.
Whenever that's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Nah, no.
They'd never put her on.
Actually, I do think they would put her on. It's just a matter of what are they going to put her in.
They'd put her on, like, you know...
Becky.
Like, every... Like
Becky.
6 months?
No, like Becky. They'd put her on like Becky.
That was already happening. I 100%, I would love to see her move up. Yes.
Heel.
She's going to be heel. I knew, yeah. I think that she, I think she'd be awesome.
I want to see Tony versus Becky. Everyone should get a trend started.
James, have you tweeted that out? Because if you have, it's probably going to happen tomorrow at SmackDown.
I'd like to see Riddle move up and hunt Brock everywhere he goes. I would too. I think that would be... I honestly, I just have a gut feeling that Riddle will be the guy to retire Brock Lesnar. Like, why else throw that around? No, don't touch my EO.
She needs to move up. But then they need to use her. I think that she absolutely needs, you know, I don't know.
Bro, you're totally confusing everybody because just a minute ago you were like, oh, they can't put her up.
Well, I would like to see her up, but if they use her,
no,
but the key is they have to use her.
Well, they have to move her up.
If they don't,
I think they do need to move her up.
If they don't use her right, then...
He did put it on his Twitter. I do think they need to move her up just because I think it's getting stale in NXT with what they're doing. I also feel that they need to take the championship off of Shayna, but that's another story. Shayna, yes, but not Io. Sorry. I think that they need to do something with Shayna, whether it's just take her title off of her and leave her in NXT or move her up. I think ultimately she's moving up. Not a doubt in my mind. But they've got to do something with the women's division down there because it is starting to get kind of stale. And with Shayna as champ, it is getting very stale. And people don't like Shayna as champ anymore. She's been champ for so long. It's just kind of old. And not very good.
Next UK Women's Division is better than Raw.
NXT
Huh?
NXT UK.
Oh, yeah.
Not next.
Oh, yeah.
There's an E in there.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Can't
next.
you read between the lines? NXT UK Women's Division is
yeah,
better
I get
than
NXT UK. I mean, I know I knew what he was talking about. I just
But you
read,
said next.
I,
Okay, anyways,
That's 'cause
continue on,
that's what it
continue on,
says.
continue on.
I agree.
Continue on.
I would say NXT UK Women's Division is better than Raw. But then they don't use their Raw talent, so...
That's the issue we have here.
I mean, if you're not going to use... And it's not just Raw. I mean, just the talent that's on the main roster doesn't get used.
Yeah.
So,
AJ's like, well, why don't you fight us like you said you're going to, and, fight Carl Anderson. And then he beats Carl Anderson too. And then they all beat up Ricochet. Is this an NXT review? Well, I don't think it's technically supposed to be an NXT review, but all of it just kind of mishmashes together.
there should be a weekly all-women show. I think that'd be cool.
Yes, there should be. It'd be great.
I think that they should have a women's
hate
women's
Shayna.
show.
Sorry.
I think that
leave
having
her
a
in
women's show would
NXT.
be well. First off, I
Great.
think you get to see,
Talent that doesn't
a lot of-
necessarily get
Yeah.
used very often
yeah,
shown. And I think that would be a good thing.
I agree.
A very good thing. So, he beats Carl Anderson, and then the club beats up Ricochet after. And that's where we're left with this.
Yes,
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of meh.
I think it's kind of initiation for Ricochet to get into the club.
Could be. We'll see
Just
about that,
the
though.
thought.
So, then we get the Beat the Clock challenge for both Bayley and Nikki. So, whoever wins is the better time gets to pick the stipulation for the match at Extreme Rules. And so, Bayley had to fight Sarah Logan, and she beat her in 4 minutes and 32 seconds. And then Nikki had to fight Dana Brooke, and she beat her in like 3 minutes and something.
Yeah.
So she had 1:50 left on her clock. So she ended up getting the win. And then I kind of really wanted to see Bayley get the win and be able to pick the stipulation to have something over Alexa, because ultimately she would have had Nikki in her corner. And so I feel like that's kind of an advantage right there. And so if Bayley got to pick the stipulation, I think that would have been nice. But she didn't. And I was a little about that. So then, Nikki beats the clock, and she gets on the mic, and she says, Bayley, I have something to say to your face. She says, I don't think you know what a real friendship means, so I'll show you when Alexa and I take on you this Sunday in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and Alexa takes her title. Bayley, then she says something about, I think you need a friend to slap you in the face. Give you a slap of reality, or whatever she said. And then Bayley slaps her in the face, and then does a Bayley to belly suplex, and then does an elbow from the top rope. Okay, first off, yes, there were CM Punk chants during this. It was kind of sad. Just a little sad. I did see the We Want Sasha sign in the crowd. Now, what was really funny about this is when she started talking about friends and was like, oh, you need a friend to slap you in the face. The kid held up the sign, and then they, switched the camera angle so you couldn't see it. It was really funny, but you saw it for just a split second. I'm assuming Sasha's coming back. I saw articles today saying that she is supposed to make her return the July 22nd edition of Raw to be back for SummerSlam. She also, if they're going to pull the whole friendship thing, I could very well also see her coming early and coming back at Extreme Rules to help Bayley out in some way. Now, where I see all of this going in the end would be with Sasha versus Becky at SummerSlam. So once again, this furthers my point that she cannot win on Sunday. Or she cannot win. She cannot lose on Sunday.
We'll see.
What?
Honestly, I hate the trend. I hate on WWE further. I agree. I think that if you're a wrestling fan, you like the wrestling. I think that WWE has some things they need to work on.
Yeah.
To help them get better.
Yeah.
And to help keep people interested.
Yeah.
But overall, I think that it's a matter of, there's always going to be things that aren't good. There's going to be things that people don't agree with. And some people are just negative people and hate everything. And no matter what you do,
99.9% of people on Twitter.
No
It's
matter what you do,
shocking.
you could have the greatest show ever, and people are going to hate it.
It's unless Sasha comes back to fight Bayley, which I could very well see that happening too. But I think Becky makes more sense because she is a Raw superstar.
Yeah, but Bayley makes more sense just because they were tag team partners.
Kind of. But I see it making more sense because I think they're ultimately going to give her a push for the title. Sorry, James. Now, whether she wins that said title, I don't really know. But I think ultimately she's getting a push for the title when she comes back. That's just the way I see it. That's the way it's gone for everybody that has been out for some time and they come back. That happened to the Revival.
Yeah.
So that's the only example I have.
I agree.
So I'm thoroughly expecting when she comes back, she's being pushed for the title, and I'm thinking it's going to be Becky. This is what everybody wants to see, is a Becky and Sasha feud.
Well, like you do.
No, not me.
I don't know.
Do you see 90% of the world?
I would rather see Sasha and Bayley.
A lot of people want to see Sasha and Becky because they haven't had a feud since NXT.
Well, but they could turn this into a storyline with Sasha
They could
and
turn it
Bayley.
into a storyline with Bayley, but we've seen that multiple times. They've done it twice now.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it, but they've done it twice now before.
But, they could. I don't know. I just think that they could do something with it. Tag team. If they're going to keep these belts, they need teams. Oh, definitely they need teams. I just don't know if they're going to keep the belts. Right now with what they're doing, I don't get what they're doing with that. Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, SummerSlam. I hope not.
A heel Sasha versus Becky will be something. I just have a feeling that's where they're going with it. Is Becky versus Sasha.
What if they turn Becky heel?
You can't turn Becky heel. You turn Becky heel, it doesn't matter.
Why?
Because everybody perceives her the same.
Why?
Because they just do. They're going to cheer her no matter what. So it doesn't matter.
Maybe not.
No, they will. It doesn't matter if you turn her heel or not. They've done it before. That's what they did with Charlotte. When the slap heard around the world back at SummerSlam of last year or whatever it was, she got the biggest pop of her lifetime. Okay, no, she actually got the biggest pop when, she got punched in the face.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that. We are talking about SummerSlam, which is a couple months before that. So she's going to get cheered no matter what. There are ways to make it so people don't cheer for her. No, but what I'm saying is if you turn her heel, it does not matter. People are still going to cheer for her. We have this argument all the time. And if they turn her heel, it does not matter.
Okay.
She's not going to lose people just because she turns heel.
Becky equals Deadpool. I could see it.
She's not going to lose people just because she turns heel. It's not happening. They've done it before. And like I said, if she hasn't, she's gotten people to cheer for her, but she's gained people when she was turned heel. And that was before her nose break.
But you could turn everybody heel somehow, some way, and make people dislike them.
You could, but not with Becky.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, I'm just stating facts here.
Okay.
I'm just spitting
Sasha
facts.
seems to believe she is a megastar. If she never comes back, she will be like Jazz from ECW, WB, and fans. Yes, I agree. Definitely. So then we have a Maria and Mike video.
Again.
Yes.
This time, this is where the interesting statement comes in. He brings back the ice cream and pickles, and she was like, "Oh, this is gonna make me fat. What are you doing? Don't feed this to me. Go away." And then she was like, "You know what? I'm not even so sure that you're the father of this child."
AEW wants Sasha.
I wouldn't be shocked if they did.
They could do a lot of things with her.
They could. And so this is where the interesting, I don't know where they're going with this situation, comes into play. She said that line. I don't even know if you're how do we even I don't even know you're not the father.
I don't have to, James.
And so I don't know. They could be going with the Seth storyline.
Either we can have her for all I care. It won't much. You don't watch AEW, Chaos? That's what you're saying?
I don't watch AEW. We're going to go silent. We're all like, what? Excuse me. No, just kidding.
The Maria and Mike thing, I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what they're doing with it either. Last week you had a good idea. Kind of a good idea. All of it would have been good if they didn't lose their titles.
Yeah, now I have to like think about my
idea again. Because you have no idea.
Yeah, definitely.
No,
then we have...
AEW is okay. Not all of it. I mean, the first pay-per-view was good.
Well, I didn't think the last one was bad either.
I didn't either. It was just kind of...
They just have some...
Compared to the first one.
But I think the second one, I think, was more... I don't know. Getting to the power of love.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Then we have Corey Graves' interview with Becky and Seth. I thought this was pretty good.
I did too.
You
guys agree on something.
I said the same thing.
Homie with the baby oil is not my thing.
I said the exact same thing.
Same thing. Well, you didn't say it in those exact words, but you said the same thing. AEW's women's division is kind of not looking good.
Export, I will say at least
here.
But here's the thought: they at least show they're women.
At least they do, but like for what they have not very good.
Okay, but they're a new company that's just starting out, and so there's women that are still under contract. You're gonna have to kind of build some stuff.
I get that, I understand that, but right now where it stands, the women's division, and they're gonna be introducing a women's title at All Out.
And here's the thing: if you
and
start
the women's
showing
championship or the women's division, it doesn't look super great.
Okay,
right
but
now.
here's the thing: you start showing the women, and you show them on your weekly show, and no, you can't. Definitely, I agree. Which is why, but I think that out of the 2 pay-per-views they've had, 3, is it 3 now?
Yeah.
3 they've had, I think they've been
3
solid.
that you've watched.
Yeah, I think they were solid.
I agree. So, anyways.
And when they start the TV shows, it's going to be different. But if you watch a lot of the stuff they've put out on like YouTube and things like that, they've created storylines. So, and I think that's probably what 90% of wrestling is. If you want to have a good show and have people really backing you, you have to have a good storyline to go with it.
Yeah. So, then we get the Corey Graves and Becky and Seth interview. I thought this was good. I thought this was funny. Becky did most of the talking for this. I thought it was good. Like I said, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Said that twice now.
And when Seth goes, what do you say at the end? Yeah, what she said or something.
Yeah, what
like
she
that.
said.
Yeah.
She's like, yep. What she said. Because she went through and they got asked about, how do you think that your personal relationship affect your professional relationship in your match? And what if Seth loses your title, Becky? How will that affect your personal relationship? And if Becky loses your title, Seth, how will that affect your personal relationship? And she was like, idiot. It's not going to affect our personal relationship because we're not going to lose our titles. Ding dong. Stupid. And it was really funny. And then he was like, yeah, what she said. I thought it was really funny. Becky's good for promos.
Yeah.
Her promos are amazing.
And
nobody got nothing on her with the promos.
If things
she
don't,
got some of the best promos.
Thing is,
WWE.
if things don't change with like the tag team division and things like that in WWE or any of that stuff, I mean, there's too many wrestlers that aren't being used in WWE right now. If they change the way they're doing things, I don't know.
Corey is not a fan of Becky. Yeah. I don't know, man.
I think it'll be interesting to see where they do go. I mean, that's ultimately, So then we have the Street Profits hype up, Extreme Rules again.
Yeah, that's literally what I wrote down.
Yeah. After you are, the whole stuff really needs to...
I'm not mad at it. Like, see, that's the thing, okay? I I don't have a problem with it. Like, I did it first, and I was like, oh, I don't love this. It's not great. But, like, I'm okay with it now, and I don't really have a problem with it. And, you know, just listening to people, it's not really listening, it's reading. But, like, people on Twitter, they're like, oh, well, I don't really like this because it's making both of them look like softies. And, you know, they used to be, I'm going to kick butt, take names, you know, this is what I'm here to do. And, like, I don't know. There's, like, different sides to every character. And it doesn't always have to be so serious. And I think that's what a lot of people, aside from it being the relationship storyline and people not liking that, like, the less serious aspect of it where they're kind of just being funny and joking around with each other. So, you know, don't do that, Shane. Don't do that. You're about to get in big trouble here. No, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it anymore. And I feel like people are taking it too seriously. You know what I mean? They feel like it should be more serious, but it's fine.
Well, it's okay. I mean, it
doesn't have to be.
I don't like doing the intergender matches. So I mean, it's like.
No, it's not even talking about that. It's just talking about the storyline in general.
Well, I know, but the storyline involves them being in a match together.
It
so
does,
it's like,
but just forget that for a minute. People are like mad at that.
said they want the champ. So they're gonna have Lacey Evans there. Is that what you're saying? They're
Shut up! Jeez.
I'm in Facebook jail for 3 days. Corbin and Lacey, the new supervillains.
Stop it, people. Stop it.
So then we have the final Shane and Drew versus Roman and some mystery partner, the janitor.
This.
I don't.
No.
When the mask guy came out.
This, guys, do you want to know how this segment went? And.
Well, when the mask guy came out.
No.
I was
that's how this segment went.
I was like, this isn't even the same janitor or the same guy.
He's too short.
He was too short and he wasn't as broad.
It was really funny that Fightful, they were like, Shane, y'all don't know height. You don't know how to remember height.
Yeah. Did it autocorrect for you there, Shane?
And so, like...
Guys, when he came out, the first thing I said was Leo Rush.
This was a letdown. Absolute letdown. They should have swapped the beginning with the end.
Yeah, because then Becky would be on the end.
Not just because Becky was in a segment, but because it was better than the end. They should have swapped it. Shane would have started off the show, and I would have been in a sour mood then because Shane started off the show. But anything is better than ending the show with Shane because this was horrible. 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 Horrible.
I don't know. I didn't like it. I mean, the way they did it, I didn't like. Didn't make sense.
Neither.
Stupid.
And then when he took the mask off and it was like Cedric Alexander, I was kind of like...
Yeah. That's funny.
That is hilarious.
WWE 2K20 cover revealed July 20 or July 15th. Sorry.
Jeez, you can't read.
Well, that's because I saw 2K20 and
July 15th on Raw. Well, you know what? They should have announced it sooner.
Yes, I heard it's going to be Lacey Evans because they wanted the champion to be on there.
It'll be the day after Becky retains. So, if they're doing that, it'd be kind of stupid to have her lose.
Oh, yeah.
And then announce the next day that she's on the cover.
Oh, yeah. So that's my bad.
So, more reasons as to why she's going to retain.
Oh, yeah.
Just added to my book of reasons.
Or they just go, well, we're sorry. We had Becky on here by accident. We meant to put Lacey
See,
Evans.
it's Becky on the cover. Whatever. Lacey will never be on the cover of a 2K20 game. Never. Ever. Ever. Never, ever, ever. Never.
Probably not.
Not because she's not any good, because she just never will be. She's not good enough.
No. Not good enough.
She's not good enough. She is not good enough.
It's a history DLC.
She's not good enough to be on the cover. Not Becky. Lacey. Anyways.
They put Charlotte on it. That's why Charlotte hasn't been around. She's been getting pictures for the cover.
Whatever.
Um.
She's been off doing. Nobody knows.
So Shane did get the win. Did we already say that?
She's a Marine. Well,
See?
I mean, that's cool. I don't really think that's credentials as to why you should be on the cover of... Should be Kayla looking disappointed on the cover. Then I will burn it down to the ground if that happens.
James would have remembered what happened on Raw if they would have switched the two matches.
Shane and Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would have had to watch the whole show.
Yeah, he would have had to watch the whole show. And
to get to Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? More reasons to put Becky at the end.
Yeah.
So then James knows what we're talking about when we're talking about it.
Yeah. With that, I think that we have...
Shane and Drew are stupid.
Yeah. We have covered everything.
Oh. I wanted to talk about this when we were talking about the women's tag team division. And I saw yesterday, or the day before, I don't really remember which, but I saw that apparently Nikki Bella confirmed that, like, after WrestleMania, they were supposed to feud with the Iconics for the titles. Which explains as to why they didn't have anything for them after... Sure you do, James. Sure you do. Which is why they didn't have them do anything after WrestleMania. But, like, still not an excuse as to why they're not doing anything now.
And haven't done anything for the last...
4 months. So, I don't know. I just had to throw that out there. It would have been cool.
No, it would have been just as bad as nothing.
Okay. At least it would have been something, though. Because, I mean, I would have been okay with a Bella Twins Tag Team Championship run. I think it would have been decent. But I don't know.
Will everyone be happy? I mean, hey, the more wrestlers you get, the more that gets out there. I mean, I'll watch wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't watch Impact just because time.
It's a Friday.
Yeah, time consuming, things I got going on.
I don't watch Impact regularly either.
You watch Impact more than I do.
I do watch Impact more than you do, which is still
I
not
catch
saying
it every
a
now
lot.
and then. I mean, I think it'd be cool.
You watch AEW?
Yeah, we've watched AEW, the pay-per-views. So,
yeah. It is Monday. We will be back.
Shane on the cover.
No, Shane will never be on the cover. He will be in the list with Lacey and Baron Corbin, where these are people that are never, ever, 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 ever considered to be on the cover of a WWE 2K game. There's a list for that now. I have made such thing.
Yeah. SD Live should be good. Hopefully. I hope so. I hope it's a lot better than like it has been. And
why can't I be on the cover? Well,
you could. You could like take a picture of yourself and take the cover out of it, and then put yourself in there.
James, you are considered Becky's #1 fan. I think I gotta fight you for that spot. I think I gotta fight you for that spot, James.
I don't know. James has got like.
I feel like I know more trivia about Becky than James does.
Yes, but James has a shrine at his house for her, and you don't.
I don't. But I feel like I know more knowledge about Becky.
You might, but James has. Well, I don't know about that. But James has.
Excuse me? No, I will not be putting my title on the line. We will do a trivia game. That's what we should do. We should make a Becky Lynch trivia game. And then come on here and play it and see who gets the most correct answers. And then maybe, just maybe, if you win that, you get a shot at the title. At the next pay-per-view. When everybody gets a shot at the title. But, I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Yeah. Right. Okay, whatever.
Who defeated Becky?
That'd be Lacey.
No, stop! That's not okay.
The empty stand from live should be on the cover. That'd be funny. Stop. All right, with that,
James says, let's do it.
We're going to take off.
Let's do it.
We will be back tomorrow night after SmackDown. We'll be back again Wednesday after NXT.
We will not be back Thursday, but we will be back Friday.
Yes, be back
because
Friday.
It's a busy week this week, people.
Yes, busy week.
Tuesday, tomorrow, SmackDown Live. Wednesday, NXT. Thursday, nothing. Friday, we have our predictions for Extreme Rules. So make sure to hop in here to put your predictions in so then you can be in the running for our championship prediction belt, which I am the champion right now. So
Yes.
make sure you come back on Friday. And then Saturday, we will be doing a recap of Fight for the Fallen for AEW. And Sunday, we will be back for a recap of Extreme Rules.
Will we do predictions on Tuesday?
Sure, maybe. If you're not going to be around Friday, you can give us your predictions.
Yeah, give us your predictions for. If you want to give us your predictions, then that's fine. We will do a show on Friday with our predictions.
Again, if you're not around, there's
But if
tons
you're not
of other
around, you can
places
get
that you
Twitter. You can give it to Twitter or to her.
Twitter,
you can give it,
comments.
Yeah, comments in the video.
You can get
whatever
into
you wanna
us any way you can,
Yes.
Elijah. Any way you can. And we'll make sure to write them down.
do. If you haven't
I can
subscribed, make sure you
promise you
subscribe.
that.
Make sure you subscribe. Tell all your friends about us. We'll do that. Tell all your friends about us so they can subscribe and come check us out, and either hate us or like us. It doesn't make any difference to me. I enjoy
We have a
doing
fun
this,
time
so
doing it, so it really doesn't matter.
you guys make it fun. Shane, Chaos, James, Elijah, Export, Scott. I think I hate everybody. All of you have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow night. Peace. Out.